Why conquering Japan was impossible in the 1800s. Western empires carved up Asia like a map at a dinner table. China fell. India fell. Southeast Asia fell. But one nation refused to break. Japan didn't just survive colonization, it reversed the entire game. And no one saw it coming. The world Japan woke up to for over 2 centuries, Japan lived under Sakoku, a policy of total isolation. The Tokugawa shogunate had locked the doors. Foreign ships were turned away. Christianity was banned. And for 200 years, it worked. Japan existed in its own world. Outside those doors, everything had changed. Britain had humiliated China in the Opium Wars. An ancient empire, millions of soldiers, thousands of years of civilization, brought to its knees by a few hundred British ships and a drug trade. China was forced to hand over ports, pay massive reparations, and watch helplessly as foreigners carved out territories on its own soil. Japan watched this happen. And Japan understood something that China did not: the old ways would not protect them. The knock on the door in 1853, 4 American warships appeared in Edo Bay. Black smoke. Steel hulls. Cannons that could level a city. Commodore Matthew Perry carried a letter from the US President, and an ultimatum. Open your ports, or we will open them for you. Japan had no navy. No modern weapons. No answer to those guns. They signed the treaty. And in that moment, Japan faced the same crossroads every Asian nation had faced. Submit, or fight back. But Japan chose a third option. Transform. The Meiji Restoration, history's greatest reinvention. In 1868, a group of young revolutionaries overthrew the shogunate and restored power to the emperor. The boy on the throne was 15 years old. His name was Meiji. And under his reign, Japan would undergo the most radical transformation any nation has ever attempted. They didn't just adopt Western technology. They dismantled their entire civilization and rebuilt it from the ground up. The samurai class, warriors who had ruled Japan for centuries, was abolished. Imagine telling an entire military aristocracy that their swords, their titles, their identity was over. Japan did it in a decade. They sent scholars to Germany, Britain, France, and America. Not as tourists, as spies. They studied every system. Railroads, telegraphs, banking, constitutional law, military tactics. And they brought it all home. Factories rose where rice paddies had been. Railroads cut through mountains. A modern navy was built from nothing. And perhaps most remarkably, Japan created a national education system so effective that within one generation, literacy went from a privilege to nearly 100%. No other nation in history has modernized this fast. Not before. Not since. But here's what makes Japan's story different from every other modernization attempt. Other nations tried this too. They all failed. Why did Japan succeed? Why Japan succeeded where everyone else failed? China tried to modernize. The self-strengthening movement borrowed Western weapons, but left the old imperial system untouched. It collapsed. The Ottoman Empire tried. The Tanzimat reforms modernized parts of the government, but the old guard resisted every step. It fragmented. India had the resources, the population, the intellectual tradition. But it was already under British control. There was no chance to self-direct. Japan succeeded because it did what none of them could. It changed everything: the government, the military, the economy, education, even social class, all at once. And it did this while keeping one thing intact: Japanese identity. They didn't become Western. They became modern, on their own terms. They wore Western suits in the parliament and prayed at Shinto shrines on the way home. This is what made Japan unconquerable. Not just the ships. Not just the factories. It was the will to reinvent without losing who they were. The proof: Asia defeats Europe. In 1904, Japan went to war with Russia. The Russian Empire, one of the largest military powers on Earth. Europe laughed. An Asian nation challenging a European giant? Impossible. Japan destroyed the Russian fleet at the Battle of Tsushima. It wasn't even close. For the first time in modern history, an Asian nation had defeated a European power in a full-scale war. The shockwave reached every colonized nation on Earth. If Japan could do it, maybe they could too. In 50 years, Japan had gone from a feudal society with swords and horses to a global military power with battleships and railroads. No invasion. No colonization. No surrender. They had made themselves unconquerable. History remembers the nations that fell. The empires that crumbled under Western pressure. But Japan's story is different. Japan looked at the world that was coming, and instead of waiting to be conquered, it became the conqueror of its own fate. That is why conquering Japan was impossible. Not because of geography. Not because of luck. But because when the moment came, an entire nation chose transformation over destruction. If you want to see what happened to the empire that didn't adapt, China's story is next. Subscribe so you don't miss it.